Pakistan remained diplomatically active on Friday while advancing economic reforms and policy coordination amid regional and domestic challenges. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif announced he rejected another recommendation to raise petrol by Rs 56 per litre and high-speed diesel by Rs 203 per litre. In a national address, he highlighted Pakistan's diplomatic efforts to mediate the Middle East conflict, aiming to ease oil price impacts and achieve lasting peace for the region and the Muslim world through collective consultation.
میں آپ سے ایک ایسے وقت پر مخاطب ہوں جب پاکستان دو محاذوں پر نہایت ذمہ داری کے ساتھ اہم ترین کردار ادا کر رہا ہے. ایک طرف ہم اپنے قومی مفادات کے تحفظ اور عوام کو عالمی منڈیوں میں تیل کی قیمتوں میں قیامت خیز اضافے سے بچانے کی بھرپور کوشش کر رہے ہیں، تو دوسری جانب سفارتی محاذ پر امن کے قیام کے لیے دن رات متحرک ہیں. اس جنگ کو رکوانے کے لیے پاکستان سفارتی سطح پر ثالثی کی بھرپور اور پرخلوص کوششیں کر رہا ہے تاکہ خطہ اور برادر اسلامی ممالک تباہ کن جنگ اور اس کے منفی اثرات سے نجات پائیں اور اجتماعی مشاورت اور دانش مندی سے یہ ہفتہ جو آج سے شروع ہو رہا ہے، اس میں بھی مجھے پٹرول پر فی لیٹر 95 روپے اور ڈیزل پر فی لیٹر 203 روپے اضافہ کرنے کی تجویز دی گئی ہے، جسے میں نے آپ کی مشکلات کے پیش نظر ایک بار پھر مسترد کر دیا ہے، اور یہ بوجھ وفاقی حکومت نے ایک مرتبہ پھر خود اٹھانے کا فیصلہ کیا ہے.
Separately, Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif held a telephonic conversation with Kuwait's Crown Prince Sheikh Sabah Al Khalid Al Hamad Al Sabah, who endorsed Islamabad's efforts to mediate between Iran and the United States. The Premier reiterated Pakistan's commitment to peace in the Middle East, condemned recent attacks on Kuwait, and expressed solidarity with its people. The development comes as Pakistan plays a central role in facilitating indirect US-Iran dialogue, supported by regional partners including Turkey and Egypt. On the economic front, the Prime Minister announced the expansion of the Roshan Digital Account initiative to include foreign investors, companies, and institutional participants. The move aims to strengthen Pakistan's position as an attractive investment destination and deepen integration with global financial markets. The government highlighted strong remittance inflows and growing confidence among overseas Pakistanis, with the scheme surpassing 900,000 accounts and with $12 billion in investment since its launch. Meanwhile, the federal and provincial governments agreed to roll out a mobile application-based quota system to ensure targeted fuel subsidies for low-income users, particularly 2- and 3-wheeler owners. Finance Minister Mohammad Aurangzeb emphasized fiscal prudence and data-driven policy making, while provincial leaders called for responsible consumption and efficient relief measures. Authorities confirmed that the system would operate through digital vouchers and dedicated fuel dispensers, aiming to minimize leakages and improve transparency. In a parallel development, Senate Chairman Yusuf Raza Gilani approved the surrender of Rs 265 million to the National Exchequer as part of the government's austerity drive. The move reflects broader efforts to enforce fiscal discipline amid rising economic pressures linked to global fuel market volatility. On the security front, Interior Minister Mohsin Naqvi met Chinese Ambassador Jiang Zedong to discuss counter-terrorism cooperation and measures to protect Chinese nationals in Pakistan. Both sides agreed to organize a business conference addressing investor security concerns, while plans for a special protection unit were also reviewed. Weather advisories indicated a change in conditions, with the Pakistan Meteorological Department forecasting rain and thunderstorms across Sindh, including Karachi, due to the westerly wave. Authorities warned of a potential damage from windstorms and urged precautionary measures. Lastly, a 5.3 magnitude earthquake struck northern regions, with tremors felt in Gilgit, Skardu, and nearby areas, underscoring Pakistan's vulnerability to seismic activity due to its location on major tectonic plate boundaries.